All right, hi there first graders. Today we're doing reading comprehension one more time. This is our last day of talking about the storm, that story that we've been reading and reading. You probably know it pretty well by now, and actually that's the idea. We want you to get to know the story so well that you can understand the parts of it and you can understand the words of it and how it works together, okay? So you probably know it so well that you can help me retell the story today. So let's see if today you can be the one to tell the story, all right? So today, our I can statement is I can retell the story with picture prompts. Mrs. Dinter here has some pictures of our story. They're just the same as the illustrations from the book, and you're going to use them today to help me figure out what order they go in, which happened first, what happened next, what happened after that, and finally, what happened at the end. This is a great skill for first grade because we're going to be doing that when we write. We're going to talk about first, next, then, and finally. So those are things you are going to be writing about. Today's other I can statement is I can make connections between vocabulary words and their use. So we're going to be noticing, like we have in the past, that those words we're using in our story have a meaning, and we're going to see if we can look a little closer at those. All right, so I'm going to pause. Right. So I have you looking here at my little table, and I'm going to be putting out 4 different pictures of our story. And I need you to help me figure out which one is first, which one is second, which one is third, and which one is fourth. First, next, also, and finally. So first we need to see what's happening in our picture. Who's in this picture? That's right, Pop and Tim and Rip. Very good. I see that Tim is doing what? Ooh, there's a clue right here. He's asleep. And where is Pop? In the chair next to the bed. So we know this is when Pop is sitting with Rip and Tim. Okay, I want you to think. Does that happen at the beginning, in the middle, or in the end of our story? All right, be thinking. Now we're going to look at the other one so we can know which order. We also have right here characters, the same 3, and what's happening? That's right. Pop is giving a hug to Tim and Rip. That's right. Do you remember that part of our story? Where is Rip? Let's look at the clues. I'm sorry, Tim. Where's Tim? He's in his bed. And Grandpa, or Pop, is in his chair next to the bed. Okay, let's look down here. So we see here in this picture, where are they? All right, so looks like they're not in the bedroom like these two. They are in maybe, yep, I think you're right. I think it's a living room or a family room. And these 3 are the same 3. Remember, Mom and Dad are going out the door. What are these guys doing? Oh, remember, they had fun, right? And look at this picture. Who's in this picture? Only one person. You're right, it is Pop. Good job. So that's Pop. And remember, he is dripping wet. There's one of our vocabulary words. All right, so now we have to think. We have reading a story while Tim is asleep, giving a hug in the bedroom, playing and having fun, probably in the living room, and dripping wet. And it looks like it's also probably the living room or by the front door. Okay, so now we need to think about which one of these came first. So did Pop read first? Actually, I'm sorry, he's not reading. He might be reading to himself, but he's not reading to Tim. So Pop is sitting. Did that happen first? No, so we know that one's not first. We're getting a hug. Tim's getting a hug from Pop because of the scary storm. Did that happen first? Nope, so let's take that one away. They're playing and having fun. Did that happen first? It happened before these other two, but did it happen first? Which one came first? Pop got there, or they had fun? That's right. This is not first. This one is first. So we're going to put it at the beginning, just like we're reading. Okay? First is Pop arrived. Okay, now we have these other three. Which one comes next? Our clues are where they are. Let's look at that. That's called the setting. The setting is where it takes place. So this is the bedroom. So was the bedroom before or after the playing and having fun? Oh, I can hear your smart first grade brains telling me that this was first and this came after. Now we have them in this order, but we need to look. We have first, Pop arrived, then, that's right, they had fun. Then, let's see if these are correct. Then he got scared and so Pop gave him a hug, and then Pop sat with him while he fell asleep. Did we get it right? Nice job. Way to go, first graders. All right, so we're going to use 2 of our vocabulary words today and talk about it a little bit more, and I'm going to ask you a question, and your job today at the end of this is going to be to answer one of these questions. I'm going to give you 2 questions, so when we get to the end, I want you to think about what your answer would be, and you're going to share it with your teacher. All right, so my first question is using the word storm. Remember, we used our vocabulary. A storm happened outside with thunder and lightning. So I would like you to tell about a storm that you have seen. Have you ever been in a storm? I want you to think about one. Maybe you were in it, or maybe you saw it on TV, or maybe you saw it some other way besides being there. But I want you to tell me about a storm that you have seen. There's lots of different storms that I can think of. We talked about them before. Tornadoes, earthquakes, tsunamis, snowstorms, blizzards, all sorts of storms, or thunder and lightning. And those happen around here sometimes, so maybe you've seen one of those. So what's a storm that you have seen? I'm going to think of an example for myself. I once saw a storm that was so windy, I thought it would blow down the big tree in my yard. And it didn't blow it down, but I thought it would. So one time this last week, in fact, it was so windy, I thought my tree was going to fall over. It was okay. I just told you about a storm that I have seen. Now you get to think. Now, is your story going to be about a tree falling down? Or thinking that a tree will fall down? No, probably not. Why? That's right, because you're going to tell your story. Don't tell Mrs. Dinter's story, tell your story. When is a time that you, first grader, have seen a storm, and tell about it? Okay, so that's question 1. Tell about a storm you have seen. So there's one more question. This is the same kind. Tell me about when family would come to your house. In our story with Tim and Rip and Pop, someone that was family came to Tim's house, didn't they? Pop came. He went to their house, and he visited, and he stayed while Tim went to sleep. I would like you to think about a time that you have had a family person. Maybe it's a grandpa, a pop, an abuela, abuelita, maybe it's a tia, or maybe it's an older brother. Maybe it's somebody who else is in your family, and they came for a visit. That would probably mean that person doesn't live at your house. They don't stay there all the time. I want you to tell me about a time when a family person, someone in your family, would come to your house for a visit. Okay? So I want to hear. So your two choices, what you're going to tell me, and this is recorded. You don't have to write it. You can make a video of yourself telling your teacher an answer to one of these questions. Either tell about a storm that you have seen. That's one choice. Or tell me about when family would come to your house. Pick one of those. Storm or family comes. Record yourself and then post it on Seesaw for your teacher. All right, guys, this has been great learning about storms with you. I've loved it. All right, last time through, The Storm, written and illustrated by Raul Colon. So what happens during a storm? Let's see if we can answer that at the end. Pop has come in. Look, he is wet. Tim and Rip ran to him. Tim, Rip, and Pop have fun. Tim had to go to bed. What did Tim and Rip see? Tim hid in his bed. Rip hid too. Look what Pop had for Tim. Tim had a sip. Pop had a hug for Tim. He had a hug for Rip too. Pop sat with Tim and Rip. All right, there's our story. So we're going to answer the question. The essential question was, what happens during a storm? So what do you think happens during a storm? Is it something that you could tell me? Let's pretend that I'm with you right now. What happens during a storm? So we've talked before, there's probably wind. There could be snow or rain. There could be thunder or lightning. In our story here, there was thunder and lightning. It was that kind of a storm. So it's when it's wild and crazy outside. All right, guys, thank you for learning with me about the storm.
Hi, everyone. My name is Mrs. Millard, for those who don't know me, and those of you who do know me. Hi. I can't wait to see everybody again, and those who don't know me, I can't wait to finally meet you. I am the co-teacher here at Roosevelt. That means I get to go into 6 different classrooms each day and teach with a classroom teacher. And we will be focusing on reading comprehension and vocabulary this year. So we're going to learn lots of fun big words and some small words too, and have lots of fun while we're doing it. Sometimes while we're teaching, it might be small groups. Sometimes it'll be whole class. And there will be times I ask questions of the teacher. Does that sound good? I won't just ask kids questions. Sometimes I'll raise my hand like I'm one of the kids and say, I need to clarify something. Do you mean this? So hopefully that's helpful to everybody. So let's see. Oh, I have a husband who is a teacher at Snake River, and I have an 11-year-old son who is very busy, loves Legos. He's in middle school this year and loves having a locker. So that's it for my introduction, and I can't wait to be back at school with all of you. Keep working hard. See you soon. Bye.